Hey, what it do, what it do, what it do. This is your boy KQKC Boxing Network throwing down on another video. This time, Boots Innocent. A lot of chatter been going around on mainstream media and social media and real truth media. Now, let's lay it out on the line. Boots Innocent, Philadelphia fighter, had a great outing the last time he went out and finished off Ennis. Now, we have the mainstream media believing him as not being ready to be a champion. Now, this might sound funny to you all, or you might think I'm full of shit, but to be honest with you, he's not ready. Yes, he won a couple of fights, and he won them in great fashion. He closed the show. But the lack of opposition, that what comes in to play. So, since his opposition came into play, then he stepped it up. That's what champions do. They step it up. So they asked this question: is Jaron Boots Innocent a future champion or not? But let me tell you, Boots Innocent scored his 5th straight knockout on April the 10th. And he was stopped IBF Junior Welterweight Champion Sergey Lipinets in 6 rounds, improving his record to 27-0 with 25 stoppages and 1 no decision. His amateur record was 42-3. Not bad. It's not long either, but that's okay. You have a lot of fighters that been, they even go through the Olympics. They even go by the building, and now they are future Hall of Famers. See, Innocent is trained by his father, Derek, and they call him Boots C. Innocent Sr., who is also co-manager along with Cameron Duncan. Now, Boots and 2 other brothers, which are Derek Pooh Innocent Jr., he's 24-5. He was the USBA Super Welterweight Champion. And Farah Innocent, he was 22-2, who was the NABF Super Middleweight Champion. You have to excuse me, sore throat. But Boots was ranked number 12 in the WBC, number 9 in the IBF, number 7 in the WBO, before defeating Lipinets, who was number 3. Listen now, number 3 in the IBF. Now remember, Boots Innocent was ranked number 9 in the IBF. So Innocent should move up in the rankings, right? Now, of course, we know Earl Spence Jr., he holds the IBF world title. And it's the goal for Innocent to have another 1 or 2 matches in the hopes to have a chance at the IBF world title by the end of the year. First of all, you see, Boots Innocent is young, humble, fucking great head on his shoulders. and ignore the doubters. That's why I'm doing this video, for the doubters. Because they believe and they doubt that Bruce Ennis is the real deal. Well, sometimes you can't tell a motherfucker nothing. You gotta prove to the ass exactly how it is, how it's done. And I believe that Bruce Ennis, with his style of fighting, will show them how it is. Now, as I finish giving Bruce Ennis the credit where credit is should be due, but they don't want to give him the credit. Now, I'm not going to call it out. I'm not going to say what it is. We'll talk about it at 12:30, but I know what it is. I know what they're trying to do. With the discrepancy, we're pretty much saying that, he's pretty much a hype job. He fought tomato cans. Of course, that's what makes him look good. The mainstream must love them motherfucking finger sandwiches, because they love them free rides from the airplane. Because they getting paid to say the things they are saying. Well, you know what? I'm going to hold off on that. You see, Bruce was ranked number 12 in the WBC, number 9 in IBF, and number 7 in the WBO before defeating Ennis, who was number 3 in the IBF. Okay? Now, Ennis, to have another 1 or 2 matches, then he gonna step it up, like I said. He gonna step it up and want a championship with Earl Spence Jr. IBF. Now, let's keep it going. Now, see, the big problem may be Ennis was the first contender to agree to fight Ennis in his 27-fight career. All right? Now, first contender. Now, who else will step up and agree to meet him? Ennis was an Olympic alternate. Okay? Alternate. Having fought Southpaw Gary Antoine Russell, who is 13-0 as we speak, who is a pro in the super lightweight division. They don't talk very much about Gary Antoine. Because, see, the Russell brothers are very talented family. What they gonna do, what they did to Gary Russell, we're gonna get into that too. Why has Gary Russell been blackballed? Why has Gary Russell Jr. only fought once a year? And I don't want to hear that shit, everybody running. But I do want to hear the shit why everybody don't want to fight him. And I know a fighter, a combat fighter, is not scared. I do know that. Now, let's keep this moving. All right? Now, we all know that he fought Gary Antoine Russell, 13-0, who was a pro, like I said, in the lightweight division. Now, 4 times in losing 3 of those matches. Russell lost in the quarterfinals in 2016. In the previous fight, Ennis fought Southpaw Chris Van Heerden, 28-2 and 1, no decision, of South Africa, and Santa Monica, California. Ennis was beating on Heerden when there was a clash of heads causing a bad cut on the forehead of Heerden, halted the action at 2:39 of the first round. for the vacant IBO world title. There is no plan for a rematch at this time or another shot at the IBO title for Ennis. Van Herten is not in any world top rankings. Now, if they want to go by that, be my guest. But I think he had proved enough. I know he has done enough to be and give all the accolades that he should be given. He works hard. He reminds me of Floyd. He reminds me of Earl. He reminds me of Terrence. Because they all work hard. They all are clean. They all are dedicated to the sport. Let me tell you something. Goddamn, let me tell you something. Some fighters are dedicated to the sports. Some are dedicated to their legacy. And some are dedicated to the money, to the promoter. And that's a no-no. You do it for yourself. You make strides. You make decisions for yourself. Don't shit on this young man. Now, for those out there that love boxing, like they say they do, for those that have Bruce Ennis as their number one guy or they love him, well, don't run when the mainstream media try to tear him down. Because that's what they do to new prospects, new contenders, new people, or new welterweights in the game. Bruce Ennis is a top motherfucker. Number 4 ranked in the IBF and the WBO is, guess who? The War Machine, Custio Clayton of Canada, who drew with Lipinette in October of 2020 in the last fight, and Lipinette's last fight before the bout with Ennis. Clayton has no bouts scheduled at this time. For him and Ennis to get together will be pretty much ideal for Ennis. Lipinette was number 9 in the WBO. This should move Ennis up in the WBO rankings from this number 7 rankings. Now, let me tell you something, people. Sergey Lipinette moved up to a welterweight position. He fought Mikey Garcia at 140. He looked pretty good at 140. Not great, not spectacular. He didn't wow nobody. He was just a mediocre fighter. Same with Bruce Ennis. Bruce Ennis fought him, and Lipinette being the fighter he is, I would say an A-, a B+ fighter. Bruce Ennis did what he's supposed to do, knock his ass out. So if the main media can't handle that we have another black fighter that's about to take over another division, then I'm sorry, but it's happening. And I guarantee you, I will be putting my foot down on every motherfucking body neck, besides Bomac, besides Terrence Crawford, besides Keith Thurman, besides Bob Aaron, besides Eddie Hearn. I go on and on. You know me. You know what I would do. You know what I will say. So, as I end this video, Bruce Ennis is the real deal. Bruce Ennis is championship material. Bruce Ennis is on his way, and he's humble, and he's honest. He said out of his mouth, 2 or 3 more fights under his belt, I think I'll be ready for Earl Spence or the IBF Championship. So, with that, that's all I have for you this morning. Straight up boxing talk. That's what I fucking do. And that's what I'm going to keep on doing. Monday through Friday, 12:30 p.m. Central Time. Like this morning, this afternoon, lunchtime. Tune in. Get your damn motherfucking sandwich. Get your damn juice. And put on your damn headphones and listen to the sweet sounds of the singing motherfucking OG. So with that, I'm out of here, and shout out to the WBC. Oh my God, Lord, don't let me say that. You know what I was about to say? Shout out to the WBC. Ain't that a bitch? Yeah, shout out for them to get the fuck out of here. How about that? But shout out to the LDBC, the Lions Den Boxing Community. Goddamn, if you don't know, you know. Wow. Now you know. Well, with that, I'm out of here and I'm on to the next one. Peace and love.